Hey guys, I forgot to mention one more thing about gardening, which leads us to our next pandemic pro tip, is patience. You need to have patience, and this is a skill that I'm learning. Now, take this parable that Jesus said, because again, I mentioned before how he uses gardening with the kingdom of heaven. And he says this in Mark chapter 4. Get this. And he said, "The kingdom of God is as if a man should scatter seed on the ground. He sleeps and rises night and day, and the seed sprouts and grows. He knows not how the earth produces by itself first the blade, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. But when the grain is ripe, at once he puts the sickle. He puts in the sickle because the harvest has come." He also says this. And he said, "With what can I compare the kingdom of God? Or what parable shall we use for it? It's like a grain of mustard seed, which, when it's sown in the ground, is the smallest of all the seeds on earth. Yet, when it's sown, it grows up and becomes larger than the garden plant, all the other garden plants, and puts out large branches so the birds of the air can make nests in its shade." With many such parables, he spoke to them. He spoke words to them as they were able to hear it. So he keeps using these parables with gardening. And again, he references the mustard seed. He's actually talking about the growing of the kingdom of heaven. And that is this time. That is what we're looking at right now. The kingdom of heaven is still growing, and we don't always get to see that. Just the same way, we don't always get to see how God grows our own gardens, our vegetable gardens this year. So be patient out there. Wait on the Lord. Trust that that mustard seed is blossoming into a huge plant that will just overwhelm any other plant in comparison. Don't be discouraged, and wait with patience to see the coming of God's kingdom.